guys, I know I've been gone for a second, had a death in the family, but I'm getting back into the swing of things. So today I'm going to make some soap. I've been making my own soap for probably about 7 years. One of my daughters had some skin issues on her face and I just couldn't find anything that I trusted, so I started making soap. So about 2 or 3 years ago I found a recipe for 100% coconut oil soap, and it is the fastest soap to make, and it makes these beautiful white bars you can see here, and they smell so fresh and lovely of coconut. So you don't need any type of fragrance. So this will have 100% coconut oil, and this one is the 75-degree Fahrenheit one that will start to melt at 75 degrees. They also have one that starts to melt at 92 degrees, but this one is just fine. You can get it in bulk at Costco. And if it doesn't have lye, it wasn't soap, it's detergent basically. But the lye saponifies the oils, so you don't have to worry about that it's going to rip your skin off. It's just part of the processing, and in the final bar of soap there's no lye present. It's just saponified oils. So we're going to start off with about 840 grams of my coconut oil here, and you can either melt it over a double boiler or in the microwave. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to put it in the microwave. Okay, you microwave it on low for about a minute or two. Then while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and get my 234 grams of water together. So you tear your scale for the bowl that you're going to use. And for safety, just in case anything splashes, I do have my vinegar and my water to mix with, just in case I get anything splashed on me. And when I get ready to deal with the lye, I'll go ahead and use my gloves. Okay, so now we have just plain water. We're going to add about 234 grams. Hopefully I get it straight on the money. It's close enough, you know, close enough. All right, I'm going to move that over to the side. And then we're going to take our lye. We're going to get our lye. Let me clear this out. And for the lye, we're going to use 114 grams. Okay. Now this lye will get very hot once you add it to the water. And remember, you add your lye to the water, not your water to the lye. If you do it in the other direction, you run the risk of it splattering. So, sorry, I know that's loud. So you take your dry spoon and let's tear it out so that we can get 115 grams. This soap recipe is going to give me about a 25% super fat. And a super fat, for those of you who are soapers, just is additional fat that is not 100% saponified that will help your soap be a little bit more moisturizing. Now I do love to use coconut oil because the coconut oil is very cleansing. And this soap will mostly be used for our face. I'm at 108. I don't know if you guys can see that. 112. And this is kind of like how you do with baking. You definitely need your accuracy. So make sure you use a food scale that can measure all the way down to the grams. All right, have my cloth here, clean up any spills or messes. All right, get rid of that. Once you mix your lye and your water, it's going to get incredibly hot. So if you have a stone countertop, make sure you put like a little towel underneath it so it's not a thermal shock issue. And then step back, slowly pour, your lye into the water. Make sure you get all of it and give it a little stir. And neutralize anything that came in contact with the lye by using your vinegar water. Give it a stir. Not only will this get hot, but it will make fumes. So if necessary, turn on the fan. Open the window. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. But if you can see, that's getting pretty hot. So I want to let that in. My videographer is helping me on the side. And here's our coconut oil. Which is almost completely melted. I should get another towel to put under here again for the thermal shock issue, because this is a warm bowl. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and let this spoon neutralize. Now this will come together so quick. This is hot processed soap, not cold processed soap. So you almost don't need to use any type of stick blender, because it will go through all of the traces very quickly. Make sure you get everything out. And let me neutralize this. Thank you. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little and use my stick blender just to kind of make sure it's fully emulsified. Even though as I'm stirring, I can definitely feel the heat. But this will help it to come to trace. And trace basically means where it will go through the phases of like an applesauce texture and then a mashed potato texture. So I'm going to use my stick blender, but you're going to turn it on low and you're going to pulse it so you don't splash it, because you will get a really nasty burn if it splashes on you now. And then slowly turn it up. Oh, it smells so good. It smells just like coconuts. Give this a stir for about 30 seconds to a minute until it starts to get thick, and we'll pour it in our molds. And just to pause and let you see what I mean when I say trace. You see how it's coating the spoon? And it's starting to get thick? That's what we want. Depending on how cold your kitchen may be, it's a little cool in my kitchen, you may have to go for a little longer. to come together and get thick now. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my molds before it completely sets up on me. Neutralize that. Alright. You can get these molds off of Amazon. That's where I got mine from. They come normally 2 or 3 to a pack. Now, in order for the soap to be its best, it should cure for about 2 to 4 weeks, because this is a hot process one and coconut oil saponifies really fast compared to other softer oils. This will give you a pretty hard bar of soap. Those of you who use Soap Calc, this will give you about a 76 as far as a hardness on a bar soap. Well, no, I take that back, 79. It'll give you 76 as far as cleansing. So it's a very cleansing soap, but because it's 25% super fat, it's not going to dry your skin out. But it's good for taking off all the dirt of the day and makeup for those of you who wear makeup. No worries about it stripping your skin. Your skin will definitely feel great afterwards. So I'm just going to pour this out, and then we're going to let it saponify for about 12 to 24 hours. I'll probably check it though after about 8 to 10 hours, because sometimes it sets up really quickly. And then I'll take it out of the mold and then let it sit on a rack just to completely saponify all the way. Ooh, I got room for extra bars. So this will give me probably a 2 to 3 ounce bar, which is equivalent to what you would get like if you were to get an ivory bar. There we go. So I'm going to have a little over. So I'm going to make sure all of my molds are full. And that's that. So I'll be back once everything is completed, and this will just be my test bar over here. Alright, see you guys later. Hey guys, so it's been a couple days because I've been busy, but this is the soap molds here. And I like these silicone molds because I can just take them out. It has a really nice pattern on them. And what you're going to do, you're just going to peel your corners back like this. And you're going to let them dry on this rack here. This is my test piece. Well, it was supposed to be my test piece, but one of my daughters claimed it as her own. She says she wants to keep that little piece for herself. I'll use a different bar for the test piece. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm in a different location in the kitchen. My daughter's cooking dinner. So I wanted to give her space, but I wanted to get this done. Isn't that beautiful? Making your own soap can be very peaceful and rewarding. And cost effective too eventually. Look at that, so pretty. It's a little bird. So this soap will sit on the rack for probably at least 2 weeks. And the reason why I say at least 2 weeks is because it's pretty much saponified already. And the pH is already lower than a 7. That's so pretty. That's the good thing about 100% coconut oil soap, is that it saponifies very quickly. Again, look at that little lotus flower. You don't have to worry about lye. I know a lot of people, when they see lye, they're like, oh my gosh, you put drain cleaner inside of the soap. But the lye is quite simple, and this is basic chemistry with saponification. And it is a chemical reaction that happens in order to change the oils into soap. That is saponification. So there is absolutely no lye present in the soap. Now, the longer that this soap ages or cures, the better it is. It'll be harder. It will lose a little bit more moisture, but it also will last longer, you know, say in the shower and stuff. See if I can get a good close-up of that. You see that? Now, it won't stay here on this desk. I will move it to a location, but you want to let your soaps cure in a dry environment. You don't want them to cure in a humid environment. But that being said, you also don't want to like put your soaps in a dehydrator. There are some people that do that, you know, like if you have a room that has, you know, decent air circulation or possibly a fan, you can do that. Now, there are no essential oils in this particular soap, but if you were to add essential oils to the soap, you definitely wouldn't want to put it in a situation where the essential oils would definitely burn off. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and I'm going to go into the bathroom and take one of these soaps and or maybe some of these little bits and do like a soap test for you. You know, I'm going to take some of these bits off just so you can see how it lathers. Yeah, there we go, because I don't really want to use a whole bar. So give me a second and I'll be back, and I will take this into the bathroom and we will do a soap test. Alright, so we're back. I'm going to add a little water to this. Give you a lather test. Don't want to waste water. You see that? Isn't it amazing? Coconut oil, water, and lye will eventually just be coconut oil, saponified, and water. It lathers so beautifully. Smells gently of coconut oil. Cleanses the hand very nicely. And this is only, let's see, I made that soap, I believe, on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning, and today is Tuesday evening. It's after 9 o'clock. Well, no, it's not. It's almost 9 o'clock. See how well that rinses off? So give it a try. I hope you like it. It's a very simple soap. It's easy to do. And I appreciate you for joining me. So, happy creating.